That's thank you. And that's one of the greatest gifts too, is getting to know all of our national sales directors and their backgrounds and all that great stuff. So first I want to tell you guys about Kimberly, and then I'm going to um, do a little bit of a foundation before we start to ask questions, because I know sometimes when they're just questions out of the blue, hopefully the foundation will lay a process so that the questions will not just be like bam, 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 bam kind of questions that we're asking you, Kimberly. But okay, so this amazing woman has been with our company for 24 years. And since I've been with our company for as long as I have, I remember when she came on the scene, oh my gracious, like it was just an explosion of excitement and joy. She's from the Pat Fortenberry National area, and her beautiful mom, Scarlett Walker, is a national sales director. Kimberly is a national sales director. Her daughter is a director. Her sister is a director. So the family, just like the Fortenberry family, is just, it has woven through all the DNA. And so I'm going to tell you about some of the things that are remarkable of what she's done. Her first year in the company, Kimberly earned over $110,000 in commissions, and she was 23 years old. Also, during that very first year, she helped 10 women become sales directors in her leadership. And then her second year in the company, she gave herself a raise because she went from $110,000 to $153,000 and has had an increase every single year starting 24 years ago. 3 years after beginning to work her business as a national sales director, she built her business. 3 years after beginning, she became a national sales director. And so that happened, obviously, as you know, quickly. She resides not in Dallas, Texas. You guys are kind of on the outskirts, right?
We live on a ranch, Stacy, northeast of Dallas, about an hour and 20 minutes.
So when you weren't living on the ranch when you first started, were you? That happened through
I was in Plano, which is basically Dallas. Yes.
Right. Yes. And married to her amazing husband, Shay. He's just like, yes, we adore him. Got to meet him in our trips. But okay, so then she built her business. Well, every phase of your life, you can imagine, from 23 years old and then becoming a national sales director at 26. That definitely every phase of your life. She currently has her husband, Shay, 4 children. Walker is 25, Waverly is 23, and then her 2 youngest ones, Maverick and Memphis, are 14 and 10. So definitely the boy thing, as we're talking about right now. And then we know that Waverly started her business at age 18, earned her first pink Cadillac 3 months after beginning her business. And that very same year, she became #1 in the entire company in the court of sharing. And most recently, she earned her 3rd pink Cadillac, is on track for $1 million this year, has earned over currently has over 700,000 in toward that goal. And she is a wife and is a mama. She has a little boy as well. Okay. So with all this great information, the only reason I didn't ask Waverly to come on with you this morning is I felt like, oh my gosh, everybody is like asking lots of things of you. So I thought if we can just grab you with these women on this Zoom right now, all of my magnificent women that I love with all my heart have been listening to the Zoom that you did with Lisa Madsen last Monday. So that means they have a foundation of how this kind of started and then what you're doing. So the questions are kind of filling in the blanks. But as a foundation, I would still love for you to talk a little bit about what kicked it off again. So Waverly, I love the story going to career conference in the wrong jacket. It's just so adorable, and feeling very lost from the pandemic, not wanting to do Zooms because you guys have always done everything very strong in person, feeling as if everything was kind of diminishing instead of growing, and then not feeling motivated or inspired and feeling like everything was coming down on her. And of course, seeing Tari at career conference, who was the new national, and they had been DIQ sisters, like they debuted at the same time.
Yes, they were at training together, and Waverly was the #1 director there. And so roles reverse, it's just, I love God. I just love how God works.
And I love how the most joyous people in the world are the ones with humble hearts, right? It is, we learn through just knowing that we stumble forward, we figure things out, and that we're always applauding the overcoming, that it doesn't matter what we've not done. It's when we get to figure out, get our stabilization back and take off again, just ignites everyone's hearts, because that's how the human condition works. So I'm also going to say, for the sake of all my directors right now, we know there are three kinds of learners. There are literal learners, there are processing learners, and there are action learners. And I want to make sure that I asked all of you to give me questions, and I so appreciate the questions. So I don't want you to feel like the questions were unimportant, or the questions were silly, or please don't think any of those thoughts. I just want you to know that what you're learning about this, if you're a literal learner, it's not about changing everything you do instantaneously, bailing on it, and then doing this new thing. And stopping everything you're doing until you figure it out. That's not it. Then the processing learners, it's not about stopping everything so you can process, figure out, change, shift, and delay your activity. So we want the activity to continue right now, because the action learners are the ones that just jump right in and figure it out on the way. And even if that's not your nature, what I believe that we're going to learn from Kimberly and Waverly is that there's an abundance concept with this. This is blowing something up in a capacity that we're learning to work with the women and the buyers and the consumers, and how we work with our product line, and filling a need and also feeling a hunger in the consumer categories. But also the abundance mentality of it is that what I love, Kimberly, you did say one thing that just really resonated with my heart when on the other Zoom was, I was so upset about chasing 600s. Now, the reason I love that so much is I've said to my directors all the way along, my greatest concern with the Great Starts Qualified program, my greatest concern is you're slowing down the productivity, and you're creating such small steps of progress that it's creating more work on your end. And it's causing the consultants to feel as if they have to be so incremental in their business. And your concept is blowing that up to a whole different dimension. It is, we're selling a ton of product. And as a result of that, everybody needs to have product on hand, because we're selling a ton of product. And then also, all the programs that we have in Mary Kay are going to be just blown out of the water. Star Consultant is happening, sales coordinative sharing is coordinative sales is happening, coordinative sharing. All those things are happening as a result of this template that you've done, that you have created to do. So that's one most important thing I feel. The other is that everything that you do, everybody doesn't have to take literally for themselves. Meaning, I believe that if we want to grab onto parts of what you do and recognize the power of how it's set up, then we can integrate it. We can completely do it. We can integrate it, or we cannot do it. But it is knowing that it's not an all or nothing scenario. So, okay. So I'll hand it back to you to say what caused Waverly to say yes to doing this was the desire from seminar to get back in the game. And then you can give us how that launched, and then I can go into some of the questions from there. Is that okay?
For sure. For sure. Do you want me to give a little background, Stacy? I'm good. I'll do whatever you want me to do. You just tell me what you want me to share, and that's what I'll
background, because I also love the numbers of what's happened since then. And I think it's great for everybody to rehear those.
Okay. So y'all just, real quick, when I started Mary Kay, I was very young and learned from Pat Fortenberry, which I feel so grateful and blessed to have had the training that I had as a young woman. And it just works. I mean, I think just being my philosophy was always eyeball to eyeball, knee to knee, heart to heart. It worked really well for me. And I'm not afraid of videos. If y'all follow me on social media, it doesn't, but I can look whatever. Yeah, I don't have to have the perfect look, the perfect picture. I'm just me. And so it's not, Zoom is fine with me. Facebook Lives were fine with me. I was able to pivot during the pandemic pretty well. But I'll be honest, for me personally, it's not that I couldn't do them. I did do them. It didn't bring me joy. It just, I like to be in the circle in the living room. I mean, it's just in my DNA. I was thinking last night as I was sitting in this theater of live performance and chill bucks and hands in the air. And you can't get that if you're not in the room. And so it's hard to convey to people. I was running into, for me personally, what I had always sold about Mary Kay is our culture, that we're different, that we're a sisterhood, that it's not just selling something. And for me, what I was finding in the pandemic, yes, we were finding the connection, but I still felt lonely. I still felt all these things, even though I was connecting often. I can remember Shay said, you cried more during the pandemic than you have your whole life. I'm not even a crier. I'm a happy, joyful person. But I think it was that lack of human connection, the lack of the sisterhood just had me feeling kind of down. And then as I was connecting the way I was in Texas. So of course we were playing ball and we were doing lots of things through it. That was my connection. So that's where I started finding my joy again, was being with my kids and being around other human beings at the ball fields and things like that. So when we still were not doing that, I hope this is making sense with Mary Kay, it's almost like I lost my passion for the business. And my business was stable. So don't misunderstand. I was always still working, but it was like my joy wasn't there that had always been there because of my connections with other humans, which is what I am personally made for. I just believe the Bible says that we are made to connect. Two are better than one. And so I was getting my joy for life back at church and other things, but not in my Mary Kay, because it was like, we had so many different types of people. We didn't know, do we connect? Do we meet? We didn't know what to do. So we just kept doing the virtual to be politically correct or whatever it was. And I'm like, this is not me. And so that's kind of where Waverly was too, is just, and she never really did embrace the online party or the Zoom party. She did a few with me because I forced her to. She was like, oh, I hate this. And she's judging herself when she's looking at the video. And, I always say insecurities are very loud. And so I think when we're looking at ourselves as we're teaching, we see every flaw. I don't know about y'all, but I even look at my hair and I'm fixing it through the video. I got where I've just covered myself up where I can't even see. So as we went through that process, I think it was, what's the word? It was almost, I think it got hard for everyone. And then as we were navigating through people going on with their lives, well, people weren't stuck at home and it wasn't as easy to get the guests and all the things. So I started, to be honest, just having doubts like, well, what is our future in this business? Because people were selling, people don't want to be in the home anymore. People don't want to try products in the home. They're scared of that. And people want it all online. And so these were the noise. Y'all, sometimes you're hearing all this noise and it can completely shut you down if you start to believe all the things. And I think the world is just selling so much fear from every angle that even coming here to New York, I had family going, I can't believe you're going to New York. Are you not scared? You know, people are getting killed on the streets and all these things. I'm like, I'm not living my life in fear. I'm going to step out. I'm going to live in faith. God has a great plan. And so where we kind of we're hearing everything and believing it. And so it wasn't that we were quitting Mary Kay or I was not doing Mary Kay. It was just like, how do we move? It was like, how do I move forward now that things are different? Once again, we've like pivoted 30 times. And so what does this look like now? And this is what I was really finding as I was coaching directors. I was working with people. Stacey, I've always been someone, I can get a lot out of a little. I've always been ranked higher and I don't have a huge area. I just get a lot from the people I have. And so I was feeling like we don't really even know what to do. And so going to seminar last year, I was very excited to be back in person. It was kind of like that meme, you've been everywhere on earth, get your butt to seminar. You know, that's kind of how you've been all over the place. Come on, y'all, come to seminar. And so I was there and I was motivated. I was excited. But again, you know how sometimes you're like taking it in, but you're not fully taking it in. That's kind of where I was, even at seminar. It was, God just uses different things, I think. And God used my daughter to reignite my heart for this company because I wasn't willing to go rebuild an area for myself. I'm like, I'm good. I've worked hard. I've done what I need to do. I'm almost 47. So I'm young, but I was like, you know, this has been great. Whatever this was meant to be, this is what it was. I was having all the, and not negative, but almost negative, because I think when we're resting on our laurels and we're complacent, we're letting good be robber of the best. And that's what I was doing. I mean, the best place in the world to be is a national sales director. So I was sitting there just like, that's good. What do I need to do? No big deal. And then here's my daughter. And she was, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this. Like, I was so good at it. Maybe I'm not good at it anymore. I'm like, and I can tell her I'm her mom. I can say, yes, you are, baby. I tell her she's the best human in the whole entire world. But they don't always believe that. Your kids don't always believe you, even when you're telling them. And it took somebody outside our circle that didn't know her very well. I mean, I just feel like God uses all people, and he used Tari Brinkley to speak life back into my daughter, to show her, look, we're still talking about you. I tell people your story. And if you've done it before, guess what? You can do it again. You have comeback power. I mean, I could just hear God speaking through Tari when he said, and I can't say it like her, once you're bad, you're always bad, girl. She showed her that picture of the two of them together at new director training. And it was like hearing it from someone other than your mama telling you you're great. She's like, Mom, you have to tell me I'm great. I'm like, no, I don't. There's lots of moms that don't tell their kids they're great, but she doesn't have that story. So she just thinks, you know, oh, your mom tells you you're great. So the thing is, I think being in the room is one of the most important aspects of the story, is understanding the power of gathering, understanding the power of the culture in our sisterhood that we possess, that there is not another company out there. We've had people coming back to my area, reaching out to us that went and tried other things during the pandemic. I'm going to be real. They've come back. There's like, there is no sisterhood. There is not a company that supports women like we do. And so I've watched so many people come back to us and say, I've never been around people that are there through the deaths, there through the joys, there through the births. They're just, y'all are there. And so I know that's what we bring. And to me, it's just being a Christian and being who we're called to be in life, but we get to bring that to our business. So when Waverly was at seminar is really when the fire got lit again. Again, it was being in the room. So her fire, I want you to see though, my fire wasn't fully lit. I was like, oh, this is great. This is wonderful, but then I just go back home. And her fire got lit and she took the action. And so that's when she reached out to me and called me and said, Mom, I need you to get some people together. Like, you're not going to sell products. That's not my job description. But she's like, you can help me get in front of new faces. And y'all, if you watch my video with Lisa, I was reluctant. And being very real and honest, you can get the wrong noise in your head from the negative things. And I'm a human too. We're not, as nationals, we're not superheroes. We feel the same emotions you feel. And when people quit, when people don't do what they say they're going to do, or you build something and it crumbles, I try to always look at all the good that came from it. And I always show my directors, you got paid. Don't forget, you got paid to build them. So even if they go away, you still got paid through the process and you got paid very well. So I'm always focused on that. But when you love people that quit on their dream, or you love people that you saw such potential in that decided for whatever reason they didn't want to move forward, it is hard on your heart. And so I think where I was is I had people disappoint me. And so when Waverly's like, I want you to ask these mamas, my mind went negative. Well, I don't want them to not like me if they don't like Mary Kay. So I don't want them feeling like, oh gosh, now she was only friends with me because of Mary Kay. And what I know, that's the enemy. That is not the Spirit of the Lord speaking to me saying, you need to impact these people for my good. It's the enemy wanting me to shy away, the enemy wanting me to be scared from people that have hurt me, that I want to retract back. And that is my natural tendency, is when I've been hurt, is to not reach out to somebody else because they might hurt me. And over in my life, God is like, break those walls. You are not made to live in a box like that. Don't let the ones who hurt you keep you from great people in the future. And so when I said, okay, Waverly, I'll reach out, I had no intention. I was like, she won't be excited in a week and she'll forget about this. So I booked the date with her and did not call a soul. And so y'all, sometimes you have hostesses. I'm probably the worst hostess in the entire world because I know too much. Sometimes the hostess that's the worst is the one that knows. But she was so persistent, because here's the thing, and that's what I always tell people. God puts the fire inside of each one of us and then uses each one of us to do what he's calling us to do. So she was on me and she was calling and Mama, have you called him? I'm going to tomorrow. No, do it right now. I need you to reach out to people right now. I'm like, okay, Waverly, okay. And so it was just that persistence, because her fire was lit on the inside. And in the beginning, I just booked a couple of parties with some mamas for her. Y'all, we live in a very small community, very small, low. Fannin County, where I live, is the lowest income in the state of Texas. That's where our parties were. And that's the people we were getting to parties. She was selling so much product. It really just took one party to resell me. And I don't know the list you just listed, Stacey, but I am action oriented. Doing action is what motivates me. When I see results, I get fired up. So then I'm like, I am such an idiot. Why have I not wanted to do this? Like, this is crazy. And also, y'all, because as she got fired up, she was navigating through, okay, now what do? I don't want to do Zooms. I said, just Waverly, do it the way we used to. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, what harm do we have? So the way that we do the product, this is the way we did it pre-pandemic. We've done it. I mean, Stacy, for us selling like this is nothing new. When she came in 5 years ago, you know, some people think, oh, she earned a Cadillac in 3 months. You must have given her a unit. No, no, no. We built that. We built this from 0 people to I went in the field with my daughter and she built a Cadillac unit in 3 months from her personally recruiting, her personally doing parties, just like what we're teaching you today. This is what she did 5 years ago. So this is not new for us. This is just what we've done. And then she took that Cadillac unit and got to 200 by the end of that first year. That's when she was queen of sharing. Y'all, that carried her for 5 years of business. The one hard work of year, the year she worked so hard. And it's not that she didn't work the other 4 years, but she didn't work like she did that first year. Now, if she would have, she would be a national today. I believe that. So right now where she is looks a little bit different because she did have a base. It's not that you can't do this from nothing because she's done it. She did it from 0, built to that 200. But then her numbers had dwindled. I think she was like down to 110 because she, through the pandemic, did absolutely nothing. And so when she started this, her unit was doing about 7,000 to 10,000 a month with just what they built pre all of this mess. So when she went to work and gold medaled in July, gold medaled in August, gold medaled in October, gold medaled in November from personal parties, from ball moms. These were just baseball. So Pat Fortenberry goes, everybody thinks y'all like know rich people. I'm like, y'all, we don't know rich people. We're not rich. We're rich in the Lord. We have good incomes. We're just regular working people. And that's why when I was on stage at Leadership, Stacy, I said, if y'all just even knew, we're in apartments. We are in trailer homes. We are in regular homes. We are in big homes sometimes. We're in everything in between. And this product is selling. That's just the name of the game. And we're just getting in front of the people. So I hope, does that kind of explain? Because I think sometimes people, because they know of other national daughters, like they maybe got a unit, or this has all been built from nothing. This has all been built from working in the field, bringing in new people, then taking the new people and building them. Because Waverly, one of the girls that she recruited is a single mom in her 20s. And she's really what got the huge momentum started. Waverly had gotten several recruits and just nothing was panning out with them. They're great people, but they really weren't moving that fast. But she just kept going. She kept saying, I'm looking for my next director. I'm looking for my next director. And then Lindsay came in, and she is really who ignited everything, because what happened was when her sales started skyrocketing, then everyone else started doing the same thing. And then she is the one, her and this other girl, Cameron, they both became directors through this process with big production. This is their first month as directors. And I think what's key is what Waverly is doing is so duplicatable. She has 2 brand new directors. One right now in February has $12,000 wholesale on. The other has 9,000. These are brand new sales directors. Waverly right now, with having 2 offspring that pulled out close to 50 people each, because she built them strong. They did not debut with 30. Both of them debuted in the 40s. So both of those pulled out. Waverly this month, right now, this is mind blowing. Stacy has over $40,000 in this month and 22 new recruits in February. So what I'm trying to say is this process works if you do it. So I want to answer questions. I don't want to overtalk.
Oh, you're not over talking. This is awesome.
Okay.
Anytime that when you walk through a process, as far as the storyline goes, it makes an impact on different women who are on here, because everybody hears what they're needing to hear. And you covered so many important things about that. So I think the logistical questions, so much of a benefit of watching the Zoom was that we got to hear about what it is that Waverly's doing. Okay, so the intention, I heard you say on the Zoom, a deep amount of customers on a wide range of products. So when you had the 3 initial parties for Waverly, and you invited the ball moms to come in, and you guys have always operated on the hand and explaining the product on the hand. I know that there's 3 collections that you focus on. You focus on the Princess collection, the Queen collection, and the Cadillac collection. And I think one huge impact is that you're promoting the the repair sets for everyone. So the repair set for everyone is a foundational. I think that in itself is huge, because the concern there would be, well, the cost is so much more. And we're assuming that most women who want repair sets are a little bit more established in life. And what you're finding is that from 20 years on, everybody benefits from the repair, everybody wanting the repair set. So so here's a logistical question. When they try it on the back of their hand, are they trying it from passing around the product and they're taking some and putting it on the back of their hand? Because you're not doing trays and mirrors. They're all on the sofas. You also talk about the fun. Of course, the fun is the magnetic effect. The reason why women are wanting to do this themselves and why they're coming to the event is that they're having a great time. So the great time would incorporate the drawings that you're doing. So everybody that comes, their name goes into a drawing. So I'll stop there, because I know there are things you want to address with that, but then I think it's the logistics of the numbers that you're getting there, because I know when the invitation goes out, the invitation has those 3 questions that you're sending the videos to them. I'll stop right there, because I'll let you talk.
Okay, no, you're good. We do 4 touches. So basically, and I see a lot of questions coming across to Stacy. I know sometimes it's for us, it's easier to tell new people because they don't know anything. It's like when it's that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Y'all, we've got to get a mentality. Yes, you can. Because I think it's like when you're stuck in a mindset, like, I don't get this, how, what, uh-oh. Hang on 1 second. I've got a call coming. Stacy, am I back on? Okay.
You're fine. Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I apologize. Is from day one, Waverly had a mindset of girls are in a hurry. She uses repair. Now, y'all, I don't know. I feel like this is across the board. Young people from 18 up are undergoing the needle. And so they are getting baby Botox. They are filling this, filling that, blah, blah, blah. TikTok is blowing up about skincare. So if you're not showing repair, you have missed the boat, because these young girls want the benefits that repair has to offer. They're buying Obagi, they're buying Provage, they're buying Zio, they're buying all those brands. And to us, it's not expensive, because those brands are $700 to $1,000 a month that they buy from plastic surgeons. Mm-hmm. And so spending $200 is nothing. So your mindset has to be, they're spending $1,000 on baby Botox every 3 months. That's what these girls are spending. So and if they are, they're going to hear the esthetician or the nurse or whoever say, your Botox is only as good as your skincare. So now you need this $1,000 skincare set. So when we go in, we're like, this is my opinion, that our product is better, if not just as good as SkinCeuticals, Provage, Obagi, all the lines, because I've experienced them. I've gone and bought them. I have tested it my own self. And I'll tell you, I prefer personally repair over every line every day of the week. And so that's part of what we tell. And when people know, you know, because we know about the other brands and we say, we want to show you our top line because we want to show you what compares to the $1,000 a month skincare lines. So when they're looking at spending $300, $400, $500, you've got to realize people walk into Sephora or Ulta and they walk out with tiny bags that are $300 and $400. So if you're thinking our price point is expensive, then you're just thinking wrong. Because y'all, some girls that I just spoke at Therese debut, and they're like, I just don't know. And I'm like, if people will spend, and I'm like, well, that's in your own head. Your mind is a dangerous neighborhood, y'all. Don't go in it alone. You've got to get in a mindset, because somebody said, well, our demographic is different. And I said, I don't really buy that. I eat at Nick and Sam's. I eat at nice restaurants. Your demographic is sitting around me at these restaurants. So if they can go like I do and spend $500 for a meal, I promise you they can afford $200 every 3 months for their skincare. I promise you. People spend money on what they choose to spend money on. But what we do, and this is what we've always done, is first we text, here's what I'm having. Whatever it is, whatever the theme is, whatever the party is, all that don't get caught up in the little things. Just whatever you're having, you're having. Okay. So that's what we're inviting to. That's what we're sending. And then 4 days before we start the coaching process. All of this is via text. A lot of times my girls will say, no one has responded to my initial text. I'm like, they will once you start coaching. You've told them to save the date. That just got it out there. Now you're going to go back. And when we coach, Stacey, I'll be honest, I coach the consultant, use my verbiage, change what you need to. Like if you don't say, hey girl, don't say, hey girl, or all this. I'm like, I would never talk like that. So I just make it me. I'm like, make it you, but don't take out my key points. You want to assume they're coming. So you're not saying, are you coming? You're not asking questions like that. You're assuming they're coming. You're asking for their skin type. First touch is you invited them. Second touch is 4 days before. I need to know your skin type. I want to make sure my store is fully stocked. And we are saying things that are assuming the sale. I mean, I'm going to be very real. I know old school is, it's complimentary, it's free, it's all. I don't use these words. I'm letting people know I'm having a grand opening and I want you to come shop in my store. I am excited. And so that's how I coach the consultants, and that to coach the guests. So they're asking their skin type. Next day, they're asking their favorite color. Thank you. I want to thank you in advance, Stacey, for coming to my grand opening. It means the world to me that you are supporting my family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As a thank you, I'm out shopping. Tell me your favorite color because I want to have a special gift just for you on the day of the party. When they send that favorite color, they have committed to come. Right. And this is probably the most important piece of the puzzle. Then the day before, they send them another text that says, hey, if you have time, would you watch this video? It just lets you get to know the people that I'm involved with. I just want you to know what this is that I'm involved in. And we have an incredible drawing as a gift for you watching. Also, I've got an extra gift for you if you watch it. Some watch it, some don't. But I'll tell you, when they see the gift, when they come to the party, they're all like, can I watch it? I'm like, watch it when you leave. Fill the survey out before midnight. I'm going to trust you'll watch it. You can go ahead and take a gift home. So that's what Waverly tells them. So we market everyone either prior to the party or after the party with a marketing video. Y'all, my video is not magic. My video is 30 minutes long. It is not short. But if they're going to get entered into an incredible drawing, I want them hearing the whole marketing, and they have to send the password. I'm not sharing the video because it's not legally approved. So I don't put my video out there. It's not that I say anything bad. I just don't use all that independent and all those words were, the big words. I just talk to people like I am y'all today.
Exactly.
So I'm just like, this is the best thing in the whole world because it is. So we share that marketing. And so at the party, how Waverly starts. Now, Waverly is an introvert. She is the most laid back human you could ever meet. So if any of y'all that have seen my sister was on Conan O'Brien. So she's like bouncing off the walls. Hi, just woohoo. I'm in the middle. Y'all, I don't even know people. Most people, I'm not like socializing and know all the people in Mary Kay. Like people tell me, do you know such and such? No, tell me about her. I just am kind of in my own lane. I always have been. I love to visit with people. I love to sit and talk one-on-one, but I'm not going to be the one on the national trip trying to know everyone and sit in all the things. Do y'all understand? My personality is I'm going to go sit in the corner with my 4 friends and talk to them. That is just who I be. I have to get out of my comfort zone, even at parties, to visit with everyone that's there. So I am kind of in the middle. I am laid back, but I'm not high, but I'm not also scared to talk to people, if that makes sense. Where Waverly is very introverted. So doing Mary Kay was very out of her comfort zone. Now, y'all, she loves it. But her approach with it is extremely laid back style, sitting on couches. Like if people were here, I can kind of show y'all. We'd be sitting on these couches. And she just sometimes sits on the floor and hands it around. Sometimes she sits on a chair and hands it around. If there's not enough seats, she's just going to get on the floor and she's going to give all the guests her seats. And then I'm usually standing in the back. And if I'm there, in a lot of parties, I'm not there, but I am at a lot of parties because I love to go be with the people. And then at the party, she opens. And if you saw Lisa's, you saw this we look for 3 things at parties. Number 1, we're looking for customers. That's the number 1 thing we're doing here today. We want you to fall in love with our skincare line. And so, Stacy, when I teach people, we want to build you a solid customer base. So I show a consultant, they could come in, build 20 repair customers. That's our goal. That's what we want to do their first month in. We want to find you. If that means we need 50 people, if that means for you, we need 25. We don't focus on you have to see 60 faces we're like, we just want to build you 20 repair customers, whatever that looks like. For you, because it's different for everybody. So that's what we're going to focus on. And when you do that, right there is going to be $4,000. So you're instantly going to have $2,000. That's exciting. Everybody gets excited about that. Then from there, what my data shows in my national area, we take good care of our customers. Our average repair customer is spending $800 to $1,000 a year. So then we teach them the fortune is in the follow-up. These 20 people that we build for you, we're going to help you get these customers. Now you've got to treat them good. You've got to call them because sometimes people go home and they're intimidated. They've never used a skincare line. You've got to call them, say, are you washing your face? Girl, wash your face, pull this out. Waverly had a lady spend $1,300 with her, and it took Waverly probably contacting her 8 times in 2 months to use the product when she got home. Once she got her using it, she ended up buying over and over. And now she's a 3,600 Emerald consultant, came in and building her own business. But it took Waverly staying on her. Melissa, pull it out. Go wash your face. Please. I don't want you to not love this. I'm not just trying to take your money. I want you to love this product. But what our data shows is the average repair customer will spend $800 to $1,000 a year with you if you take good care of them. And so, okay, let's just go on the high end because that's easy math for me. So that's $20,000 a year. You can make $10,000 extra income. If we go build you 20 repair customers, you take good care of them via the phone and work your full-time job and never recruit a soul, you could have a 10,000 extra income per year. People are so excited. Y'all, I'm so sorry. My doorbell's ringing in my hotel room. Can I just see what's happening? Hold on. Okay. So does that make sense? So that, and then what I teach them is when they're on repair, then we can get them on boosters. Then we can get them on color. Then we can get them on the wide range of products, because once we sell them, they're never going to keep that. Yes. We're never going to stop selling them on cleanser, on serum, on their retinol, all the things. They're going to have all those and also all the other stuff. And so what has been so beautiful about this, Stacy, is some of Waverly's people that she has gotten in, they started with their inventories. She has consultants that have already sold in excess of $20,000. This is since October. Now we've helped them develop all these repair customers. Guess what? They're coming back. Now these sticks came out. I said, okay, you go back to every repair customer and say, I want to teach you how to contour your face. You've got to learn how to contour. So now they're going back. Guess what? They're getting reorders for the repair because it's been 3 months. They're selling them on color and the new stuff. So now her consultants are getting $900 reorders because they're buying all this other stuff. And those color parties, this is what's beautiful. They're doing them on Zoom. So they've already experienced repair. They're already in love with the product. Now they're showing Waverly this. She says she's terrible on video. She's not. She's been doing contouring videos now. Guess what? All the repair customers are coming back and buying color. So it's just snowballing if that makes sense.
Yes. So what you're saying is that you're getting them on repair. They're staying on repair as a result of the communication and the follow-up, which we all know is very significant. But I love that you're talking about the focus of that. And then as a result of them staying on the repair, then they're expanding into the other things because the communication is there and the touch points are there. And then they're coming on and doing the color Zooms, or even could be Facebook Lives with the color if you're wanting to do just any kind of color certification, explanation, all that kind of great stuff. Okay, so what I loved about listening to the process of everybody there sitting there trying that on their face, they were on their hand. They're also trying the microderm on the hand and also using the brush. So that in itself is actually one collection. So you are working out of the roll-up bag, but you're working out of the roll-up bag from that comfortable situation, and the roll-up bags are reflective of everything that she's talking about. Yes, is that correct?
Yeah. And
Okay.
Stacy, what happens to Waverly walks into these parties with her roll-up bag and a set of copies.
Okay.
So it's easy. It's not, she gets there 15 minutes before the party starts. And it's sellable to do it as a business. Not only are people seeing the product flying off the shelves, but also they're like, that looked so easy. Like I had this girl reach out to me, right in the middle of Waverly kind of rebuilding, asking if she could come show me a vacuum cleaner. And I said yes, because, I'm in sales. So I just tell everybody yes about everything. So she comes to my house. She's Wave's age. And I make Shay sit and listen to this presentation. I'm like, baby, we have to be respectful, nice. We're not buying it, but just let her sit. Well, she lugs this humongous. I'm like, oh my gosh. I tell her, I'm like, she was shaking. I'm like, Alexis, I want you to relax. I don't even know her. We're strangers. She reached out to me on Facebook. I said, I'm in sales, so I'm the perfect person for you to practice with. I just want you to practice, enjoy yourself. Do you know I bought the $3,000 vacuum left and said, I'll buy it if you'll have a party for my daughter and Mary Kay. You did such a good job. Guess what? She's one of the recruits in Wave's unit, because when she saw what Waverly did to make what she made, to lug that humongous vacuum and make a $3,000 sale, she made the same amount in one party at her house, sitting with a little roll-up bag. You see so we make it look so easy. Waverly does talk that we have 5. If you watched her, if y'all haven't watched Lisa's back, watch it back, because she does the whole thing. Yeah. And she says, we have 5 skincare lines. So if you're acne prone, we've got Clear Proof. She passes around the visuals. If you're all natural, we have people that get on it. She passes around the visuals. So she touches real quick, 1 minute on each one. But I'm going to show you my favorite. I'm going to show you what my mama uses, what my grandma uses, what my aunt uses, and what I use. And I'm 23 years old. She said, but I want to look like my grandma when I'm 65. This is how she's telling them. And she said, but what I know is if you are thinking about Botox, or you're thinking about all these things you see on TikTok, I want you to try this first. Don't go do that. Try this first, because this is going to be, if you're young, the preventative you need. So you don't have to do all those things. Your face can still move, and you're going to be able to use this. If you want to use Botox, great. More power to you. This is just going to help it work better. So you want to get on these things. So she does touch on the other skin cares, but then she says, I want to show you the best of the best.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm reading some of the
No,
comments.
you're good.
Because that was just, okay. So my own curiosity then, because you know that I'm loving this. All right. So when you say the reason that they're booking from the parties, and you're not doing hostess credit, I understand why you're not doing hostess credit, because they're wanting to do the parties and they're exciting and they're fun. Okay. So if you took the word fun and you were to help us to understand what the fun looks like. I know part of it is that they're coming and they're relaxed because nobody's trying to, she says to them, I'm not going to try to recruit you. I'm not going to lock the doors. You guys watch the video. You understand what we're all about. Hopefully, you know more about me. And so that's in place. We're also not going to be making you feel uncomfortable about making decisions about product. We know you want the product. We know you're going to love it. So just learn as we go through this, and then you'll understand more about it and why it's so fabulous. Okay. So then the other part of the fun, so that's relaxing, that's fun, that's easygoing. But the other part of it would be the drawing. I want you to tell me, what are the other parts of the fun that they just can't wait to do it again?
I think when they come in, we have music play like a normal party you would have. They're getting their soft drinks or lemonade or whatever. We keep it's honestly, I tell the consultants, don't waste your money on food. I don't want you spending money having a party and not making money. So cookies and lemonade is perfect, or soft drinks. They get it. They start sitting around. And I think part of the fun is being with humans. It's like we're not at tables, we're sitting on couches. Like when they come in, I'm sitting down and they come and sit down. I start visiting with them. Waverly's visiting with them. And the fun is the relaxed atmosphere. That is the fun. And I mean, honestly, who doesn't love to shop? I mean, I flew all the way to New York City to get my dress for this weekend for my son's wedding party and his bride's dress. Like that's our whole day is planned around shopping. So what woman doesn't want to come shop? I mean, I told my consultants this too in my whole area. I said, y'all, I spent $280 a person to take me, my daughter, and my daughter-in-law to a VIP shopping at boutiques. We got nothing but to get in early and see everything before everyone else. I spent almost $1,000 to have the experience. So here's the thing. It's just, I think it's a mindset that what we do is fun. I'm like, who doesn't want to come shop in somebody's store? Now, it's not fun to me to look at a catalog, but if I'm going to get to feel it, touch it, take it home, wash my face that night, pamper myself, oh my gosh, I'm all about it. So that's, I think, is the mindset of they're having like a spa experience, but they don't want to take their makeup off. If I can just be very real, these people are like, when they said, because we put no makeup removal required, people will say to us, when I saw that, I wanted to come. They get so excited that they know they don't have to take their makeup off, that they can come and learn. And the other thing, Stacey, I think that we've got to realize too, is every time someone opens Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, they're being marketed every minute of every day. And so they know more about things than they ever have, which is to our advantage. Because then when they come sit down with us and they already have some knowledge, they're like, oh my gosh, these people know what's up. And this product is way better than this stuff we've never heard of. That because one of the key things Waverly tells them is we've got the good housekeeping seal on repair, and y'all, an influencer doesn't get paid. You know, everything you're watching, they're getting paid to sell it to you. So good housekeeping says this stuff works. Look at, and then she's like, look at pictures of my grandma. Look at pictures of my mama. Y'all, you can use this for anyone. Look at pictures of my national. Look at Stacey James. Oh my gosh. All they'd have to do is show your picture. Don't you want to look like this? This stuff works. So that's how Waverly sells it, is we don't have influencers that our company is paying to go on TikTok and show our product. This is how we do it. And that's part of the fun.
Right. So you're tapping into, so when you said the power of the gathering right at the beginning, it is the power. The power of the power of the being together, the influence of what that feels like. And then of course you're tapping into the trends of what are going on right now that people are watching, being a part of, how they're functioning, that we know that phones are going everywhere. Women are watching, listening, and buying into. So the market is different. The trends are different. The information that is coming to people are different. And that's all to our benefit because it puts them in a different mindset. And we're missing the point or the game if we're operating in what the mindset was in the past, so to speak, whereas we need to lure them to the appointment with the hostess credit. We need to get them. So even though that's worked for us in the past, the shift is, and we're going to have them put it on their face. And we love the pampering experience because we always have loved that. And I've always felt that was very significant. But there is something to do with a come in, have fun, don't have to do a process that is causing them to want to attend more. When you said the color item, I love that, because in the past, when way long ago, when I would have people show up in a city I was traveling to, I'd have them tell me what color outfit they're going to wear. Like, going to wear the black blouse, we're doing candlelight glamour, pick a black, what are you going to be wearing? Tell me what it is, because when they choose what they're wearing, they're there. You're saying they'd give you a color. I love blue, and you're going to have items in the drawing or items for them. They get to choose an item that is.
Yeah. If they watch the video, they get an extra item. And these are little dollar gifts, Stacey. This is not anything. This is literally tiny little gifts, but it gets them engaged and it gets them excited. I wanted to read this to you that on Friday night, we had, and I'll just tell this real quick. There's a darling girl that I said, Wave, she would be so good. You need to get her on your team. So I'd reached out to, Waverly reached out to her aunt that's not in Mary Kay, it's Shay's sister, and said, would you have a party for me? And she said yes, but she kept not getting the date, and Waverly kept trying. Well, then my nephew's girlfriend signed up. I said, oh, good. Now we can get in front of my, aunt, Waverly's aunt's contacts. So I said to Gwyneth, I said, you need to call Rachel. She goes, I don't really know her, Kimberly. I've only met her one time. I said, well, I've only met her one time, but you want me to text her? So I text this woman I've met one time. And this is my sister-in-law's friend. I've met her at a party, okay? Just a regular party. So I text her and said, Rachel, I know we're friends on Facebook and I know this is crazy, but Gwyneth, Dallas's girlfriend, Dallas is my nephew, signed up in Mary Kay and I want to help her. Is there any way you would put together a Friday night girls' night out? We have really good luck on Friday nights. Friday night girls' night out, and I'll come with my daughter and we'll come in and just show y'all all of our favorite Mary Kay stuff. It's so much fun. We'll do chips, dips. It's going to be great. She said, yeah, I'd love to. So I said, I'm going to put you in a group message with Gwyneth and Waverly so we can get it all planned. Well, I did that strategically, Stacy, because I wanted Gwyneth to learn how to coach. So I wanted her to watch me coach Rachel and get people there. So Rachel's the hostess. Okay. Are you following me? So this is Waverly's personal recruit. And I'm the one who knows Rachel, but I'm like, I'm going to reach out to her because they're all connected. So Friday night, we have this party. Waverly, how much did we sell? $1,600, close to $1,700. And she sent me this message the next morning. Oh my gosh. First of all, when everyone left late last night, I saw all the gifts she left me. Now, I asked her to do it, so I brought her gifts. I'm like, I left her gifts. And I wanted to say thank you so much. Goodness, you did way too much. I almost cried telling London about my gift bag. Second, I cleansed last night. She bought the repair, okay? And after using the lifting serum and eye cream before I hopped in bed, and then this morning cleansed my face again, I used the Cool Tool thing you told me about and then used the lifting serum. It's unbelievable what my skin looks like. So she goes on, it looks like I have the smoothest finish without any makeup on at all. I'm already raving to everyone about it. Y'all, this lady's going to sign up. She just doesn't know it yet. So she said, Blakely, this is her little 6-year-old. Blakely and I have already had a hand spa going this morning with the satin hands. That was the gift we left her. I told her we could do our feet next. She wants the kids line. So I know I need the botanicals, the translucent, because we show botanicals for kids, the translucent powder. And I'm also going to go ahead and buy that microdermabrasion set. Y'all, this woman already spent $400. And I need the foundation. So much more. I'm ready to plan my next party. And my aunt called me wanting to have a party as well. I'm hooked. Can't wait for Rye, that's her son, to try the charcoal mask. The Clear Proof line is already working so well for him. Y'all, sorry it's so long, but I am so happy you asked me to do this. P.S. Waverly is so knowledgeable and did such a good job presenting last night. My neighbor stayed late and just kept talking about how beautiful you all are, and you are a ray of sunshine. Thank you. These are the kind, this happened just this Friday. I posted and I took it, copied it, put it on our private Facebook group. I'm like, y'all, if you're not booking, you are crazy. People love this experience. So that's just one example that just happened. We did that on Friday night, left Saturday for New York. So this does work. And then Gwyneth, Waverly's recruit, she did a party by herself the very next day. I say a party, it was 2 people. Sold 2 bags the next day on her own because she's already watched 3 parties. So she's like, okay, I can do it. The morning of, she was texting Waverly, I'm so scared. Waverly said, you've got this, you've got this. Use the sheet, just show them the closing sheet. It doesn't even matter what you say, as long as you show repair, use the closing sheet. There she sold $700. So it just works.
It does just work. And so to summarize too and pull this all together, because we want to be respectful of your time. You guys are the ones in New York City right now.
Snowing in New York. I'm so excited.
So you're going to take the carriage ride through Central Park. I'm sure you've done that in the past before.
Right across the street from Central Park.
What hotel are you in?
that drives us while we're here. So we love to come even in the winter because Al drives us everywhere. So if y'all ever need a driver, he is the best.
Al is the driver. And what hotel are you at, Kimberly?
We're at Trump Town. We're at Trump International. So that's where we're staying.
Looking out over Central Park.
We are, yes, yes.
Okay, so here's the wrap up of just understanding. So Waverly also did her gold medals because she was showing the video, they were watching the video, coming to the event, and then she was recruiting from that process. She was recruiting along with initially starting the parties that she was doing. The fact that it is rolling from party to party is because it's fun and they're wanting to do it and it's easy. And also the consultants are learning to do it it seems like the thought process would be you're showing all these different products, but actually no, you're really showing the products that are in the roll-up bag. And then so that solidifies how easy it is that you show the closing sheet.
Stacy, did I send you that list? I can send you the list of what we show. This is what is very key. Okay. And this is right when we're recruiting people is we show this list of products. Okay. Then we simplify the inventories with the products we show. So let's say someone can only do a 2,400. We're only going to order the items on that roll-up bag sheet. Now, so then, for instance, Waverly had this girl come in, she could only do a 2,400. That's a small inventory for us. So I said, don't get her anything but stuff on the sheet. So she went in and stocked her, 8 repairs, 8 brushes. So everything was just streamlined for that sheet. Taylor, that day, we did 2 back-to-back experiences, sold $4,800. There was nothing left. It was gone. Well, then she went and got a 5,400 and just sold $20,000 in product because she's like, why did I not listen? I should have done a full store. But so we streamline everything, and then they can get other products if they do bigger inventories. But if they're doing like a 3,600 or less, we only order the things on the sheet.
Gotcha. So then the benefit not only is that new consultants are learning how to do just those products, just those sets. So they're watching, you're doing that initial party for them, but then as they're booking their own, it is streamlined and it's easy, and they're learning how to do it in an easy capacity, and their confidence is there. So I think that is the other question, is that when you're teaching your people how to do it, they're actually taking it and run with it on their own. And I love how you talk about in Lisa's Zoom, so everybody can go back and watch that, the touch points of how it is that you coach those, because the coaching is the reason why they're there. They're also encouraged to bring a friend. If they bring a friend, their name goes in the drawing 5 more times for each friend that they bring. So it's not like the pre-profiles that we've done in the past, as much as it is promoting them, bringing people. Lots of people are coming, and the more people are there, obviously the more that are exposed to it.
It's a real natural thing, and like when we're coaching a hostess, for instance, because like Gwyneth said, well, how do we do this process when they're the ones having to collect all this for us? So I said, watch how I do it with Rachel. So it wasn't like, Rachel, I need you to coach this party. No. I was like, hey, girl, oh my gosh, we cannot wait for Friday. So the whole time I'm texting her, I cannot wait. We cannot wait to be there. We cannot wait to see you. Thank you. I'm overly thanking them 100 times before I see them, so they know we're grateful. Y'all, people will go to the ends of the earth for grateful people. So I am grateful, because I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. And then I was like, hey, I want to make sure, because we're going to bring it. Gwyneth's going to bring her store. Can you ask their skin types? I hate to ask you to do this, but could you ask their skin types? So as she's packing up everything, we're ready. Oh yeah, send them right over. Next day. Oh my gosh, Rachel, I'm so excited about this. I want to make this so special for your friends. Would you ask them real quick their favorite color? I'm sorry I keep messaging you. We're just so over the moon excited. we're going to be out running around and I want to get something really special for them. Could you real quick get their favorite color? Send them right over. So do you see, I tell the consultant, you've got to be you. You don't call the hostess and say, coach the guest. You coach them to coach the guest. They don't know that you're coaching
Exactly.
them.
And then also when she said in that text, you're a ray of sunshine, then Kimberly, that is also we're forgetting that women are not being around happy, joy-filled
Right.
people that want to pour into them and help them feel good about themselves. They're missing that. That is not the norm that is happening in the world today. So to be in a home with people who are grateful, excited, happy, and full of joy. Yeah, there you go.
You're a magnet. You're just you just become a people magnet. And then people are like, I want to do this. Are you booked next Friday? And then this is the other thing, Stacy. People like to book with successful people. So you don't say, and Waverly's like, I tell my consultants, don't put your calendar out there and say, please, I need a party. Say, oh my gosh, I only have one night left.
Right.
Like this, I've only got 2 nights left, or whatever your options are when you're wanting to book them. Say, oh my gosh, I've been so busy. We've only got these 2 dates left. And what happens for Wave, have you ever gone, like, we used to go to this hairdresser. She's like the best in Dallas. You better not dare cancel your appointment because you're not getting in for 2 more months. I mean, that's the way it is. That's how people are with Waverly. They know if they book a party with her, they better make sure there are people there because they're not getting in with her. She's booking at the end of March right now. So new people starting with inventories, all of her calendar is full up till the end of March. So that's another thing. She's like, listen, you've got to make your inventory decision within 24 hours if you want me by the end of March to come train you. So people are more excited when they know you're sought after. And so you've got to understand that concept, because in the beginning, she wasn't sought after. She didn't even have a party on the books. But as the process got going, she was like, now I'm so booked. Maybe she was booked with going to lunch with her husband, but she's booked. I'm so booked. These are the only 2 days I have available, because people want to work with people that are very busy and people are begging to do business with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a mindset.
It totally is a mindset. And 2,400 being a very small inventory is a mindset.
Yes.
And yes, so it truly is. I mean, that's always been our mindset. Our mindset has always been from the sake of having enough products so you have a store so that you're selling the product and you're making money. The challenge with the mindset was that people would order product, but they were actually not doing enough parties to just like keep it going. So then it created a lack mindset or a scarcity mindset. So for all the reasons that I love you, Kimberly Copeland, and all the reasons I appreciate that you're so willing to come on here and share everything that you could possibly share, and that we've received that from Waverly also. I truly believe that God has whispered into your heart and your soul a new understanding, a new concept to bring the prosperity and abundant message back to what we do, so that we're not shrinking in our thinking and we're blowing it up, and have a higher level of expectation and a higher bar that we're setting. And you are being the conduit, you are being the messenger, you are being the grace, and you are such a great teacher. You are such a great teacher and educator. And I cannot thank you enough for saying yes this morning.
Thank you so much, Stacy, for having me on. I hope I was okay. I hate, I get so nervous when I'm going to talk to people because I don't want y'all to, I hope I gave y'all what you needed today to run with it. And y'all don't get caught up. I think sometimes we get caught up in, well, what about this? And just do it. It does, you don't have to have it all figured out. You'll develop your own way and your own thing. What I know, I've had people get in their head before because maybe they've had sendbacks or things like that, is I know I'm going to sell the product for them. So I don't hesitate to tell people. And that's what I've taught Waverly is you're going to teach them how to sell this product. And how do we do it? We do it in the field while they earn, while they learn. And that's what we tell them. You're going to earn while you learn because she's selling it for you. But then you're going to keep reordering over and over and over because you're going to know how to do it. And then we show them that 20 people on repair say, then think, what if you got 40? That's 20 grand a year in extra income. What if you got 60? There's 30,000 a year. All you're doing is setting stuff on your porch after the initial. Like, this is not rocket science, y'all. I'm just a little country girl from West Texas. If I can do it, anybody can do this. And so it's just simple and people can see they can do it too. So
Yeah.
Stacy, thank you so much for just, I'm honored.
Dave, everybody, we want to just show you how much we love and appreciate you. And we are honored. And will you hug Waverly really tight for me?
I will. She is the sweetest. If y'all don't know her, I don't know you ladies, but if any of y'all are top directors, please love on her because she is the sweetest, most down to earth, just humble, wants everybody to do good person. And so I can't wait for her to, I don't know if y'all heard, she's expecting. We came home from leadership and she was having some blood work done for her thyroid because she has some thyroid issues and is pregnant. And so the top director trip that she's already earned, of course, it's in September when she's due. So she won't see you there. But, I said, God is always moving. God is always working. I don't know what this plan is, but I know it's going to be great because we're being blessed with another life and another baby. But I just can't wait for y'all to meet her in person too.
We can't wait either.
No, thank
And we
y'all.
will definitely love her.
I didn't talk too long. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome. Have fun. Have a great
Thank
time.
you. We will. We're going to have a great day. Bye, y'all.
Definitely. Yay. Oh, wow. I know. So, yay. You guys asked some great questions. I took lots of your questions from Voxer this morning that some of you sent, and hopefully we touched on most of those. They were so good, such good questions. I know there are a lot of logistical pieces that we try to put together so that it all makes sense. We're going to try to fill in as many logistical pieces as we can, but I also do believe that you can take a lot of what we've learned today and just put it into what you're already doing. So already doing, you can shift it and change it and shift it and change it and shift it and change it, but not to stop because we don't have the time to stop and figure. We only have time to book and figure it out. And I loved that when Alicia watched the video, she responded to me right away. She just goes, I've got 3 people booked to do this because what I'm promoting is I'm learning a new template. I'm learning a new party. I'm learning a new presentation. I'm learning a new system. And I need women in front of me so that I can learn how to do this. And will you be a hostess and invite people in so that I can master this or I can figure this out and you can just learn along with me. And I'm so excited to show you some of the new things that we have launched, like it's just that enthusiasm that's authentic and grabbing people to be hostesses and then allowing yourself to kind of learn it as you're going along. But I will send you any other new things that she sent. We have put the information, the Dropbox information on the broadcast Voxer, and then I think closing sheet for one new consultants party. Yeah. So, and the closing sheets are on there also. And then also I know that some of you are already working on closing sheets. I know that Whitney was going to talk to Andrea and have her work on some things too. So we've got lots of things in the mix, but even if you don't even have a closing sheet, just like Denise Martinez. Great. But who would like to say something? I would love to see thoughts. So who wants to? Amy.
Yes. Hello. Good morning. Wow. What Wow. I just have to confess that I saw that you posted the link and I was going to watch it. And I thought, oh God, I can't do that mid-month. I'll have to change everything. I knew it, I just, whatever. So when you said they were going to be on, it's like, I need to be in the know. I need to know what's going on. So I watched it this morning. I got up early and was watching it as I was getting Barrett out the door, and Barry, and he's like, wow, I can tell you're fired up. And what I love about it is that, just like you said, the duplicatable, the simpleness of it, sitting on the couches, showing the product. I mean, you have to watch the Zoom if you haven't with Waverly, because she's just so pure and so humble, and just talked about the product. I mean, I was like, I got to get on more product. I need to be using that. Why am I not promoting that? And so I think it was just the simplicity of it. I definitely an I personality. I was texting Jordan, who's more of an I personality, Amy Rutt. And because sometimes we can get overwhelmed. So I'm just telling you, if you haven't watched it, it's not overwhelming, and you don't have to change everything. It's just the basics of Mary Kay. It's simple and it's duplicatable. And so when I saw the numbers of, oh, they sold this much product, it's like, oh yeah, right, whatever. But as you watch Waverly do it, and if you put yourself in the party, like you were at that party, I would want to buy $500 worth of product myself. And I'm a minimalist. I mean, I need to get the boosters out. So I'm just saying that it's not overwhelming. And so thank you for having Kimberly on, because that was like, she's going to be on talking about it. I need to know what she's going to be talking about. And so I just appreciate that, Stacy. I think sometimes, and she was so authentic at the beginning about, does this even work anymore? Is it even relevant? Just a lot of questions I think that maybe some of us on here have asked. And of course, just like she said, we're not going anywhere. This is a great opportunity, but it's just a new thing. And when she talked about, 1, I'm looking for customers, 2, I'm looking for hostesses, or she didn't call it a hostess, someone to gather the girlfriends, and 3, gosh, maybe I'm not going to lock the door, but maybe this is something you want to try. It reminded me of Kelly McCarroll's training. There's all that just was like, wow. And it just brought me back to those scripts of, I'm looking for customers. I'm looking for a highest compliment you can give someone is to be a hostess. We don't know very many people. You can help her out. And so it's just kind of going back to those basics. It's just the same thing we've always done, only just on a larger scale. So I just thought it was very, yeah. Anyway, thank you. I'll be quiet.
Oh, everything you said is appreciated and awesome, Amy. Yeah, it is everything we've done on a larger scale, except more simplified.
Yeah, it's large, but it's simple. It's keep it simple, sweetie. So it's doable. And I know Brittany, I meant on there too in the chat, but with the inventories, you can think of a $5,400 inventory, but when you watch the video and you see Waverly showing the products, and you start with the repair being kind of the bottom line, what they start with, in the brush, I don't even use the brush. I mean, it's like that, it's so doable. But if you have the products, the inventory, and it's what's on the sheet, and that's what we've done with the Facebook Lives and the Diamond Spa sessions we've done, is we order the product according to what the inventory, to what we're showing on our lives. I think that's just so brilliant, because it's just, this is their store. I have this many repair sets. So anyway, I just really appreciate that, because you're not there. Yeah. It's just in line. It's just a very simple system that's so duplicatable that, you don't have to change your whole life to do it. You can just get on it and then I appreciate you, Elisa Henson. I saw you got on it right away. And that's why I was like, oh God, I really need to watch this, because, Alicia's hopping on it. And so thank you for doing that. And just your simple script of, the ball moms, we think of who could we ask, I know thousands of basketball, football moms, or whatever, your dance moms, or your, just don't complicate who have you done life with, who have you rubbed shoulders with in your life, and just, yeah. So.
Yeah. So good. And I was just going to say, I know that, Brandy, you had asked me if they're doing any other things, like to be able to, I think Chelsea did too, like to to conjure up more people, like the Facebook, the boxes and all those kinds of things. And I asked Kimberly that earlier, and no, they're not doing any other extra things. They are simply booking from parties. And they initially started it by having those initial parties and then book the parties from the parties versus putting out and getting lots of, they haven't needed to get lots of other leads because the leads are right there. And also what you said, Amy, that it is that very first collection is the Time Wise, the brush, that microdermabrasion, and the peel. That's it. That's in that princess collection. And then it goes up from there. But that, when they just show that, when they put the Time Wise, the cleanser on, and she also did say on the initial Zoom that she put the Time Wise or the microderm on with the cleanser and used the brush, so that she said it's not foaming up like it usually will when you're at the sink, but and then wiped it off. And they're wiping them off with paper towels, wiping them off with whatever that you can be wiping them off with. So simplifying that whole process also. But even just those items right there, I think are extraordinary. In addition to, of course, all the fabulous things that we've learned through the skin cycling, that has taught us so much about the process of the product line and how extraordinary it is. And I love that. I mean, our line now is so, when she talked about those other lines, I know other people have said, what are those lines? Those are the lines that they have in dermatology, in derma med spas. Those are what those lines are that she mentioned. Also, when you travel internationally, like on every ship I've ever been at, or every spa I've ever been at, in any major hotels that we've traveled to, those are the lines that are in the spas. And I'm in 1,000% agreement with her, is that our product is not just as good, it's better than all those kinds of products. But that's a confidence thing. I mean, I've heard people say, of course, there's all these kinds of products. Here's our product is almost as good as those. I'm like, that is so not true. Our product, we have the best scientists that are available on the face of the universe. We don't have just a couple people that are doing research and development, or that we're purchasing it from other research and development people. Our product is extraordinary. So we can bank on that and count on that and have that kind of confidence. But so Brittany, I don't know if you are still, I know we're way over time, but did she have to
Can I
go?
say one more thing, Stacy?
Yes, Amy.
The other thing that I thought was so great was that they don't ask for referrals because they don't need them.
Right.
And so that was just like, they have so many bookings from bookings that they don't need all the referrals to call the referrals. And that can be burdensome too, with all the referrals. What do you do with them? I mean, it's so clean that way. And my son, Bo, is in med school and he wants to be a dermatologist. So he's all into all the dermatologist stuff. And he's been looking at our product going, oh my gosh, Mom, this is incredible. So just another layer of that belief on our Mary Kay line. The Derma Cosmetics. I mean, we went to see him in Omaha and his whole bathroom is Mary Kay. Like the whole thing is all Mary Kay products, even the lotions, like the lotions are incredible. So Waverly was talking about the hydrating lotion in the party, and Bo was saying, I love this lotion is incredible, and so I think we sometimes, like myself, have to realize how great our product is. So anyway, Brittany.
No, yeah. And the botanical line for children, like, was that brilliant or whatever? Like I mean, she expanded our customer, the whole base of our customers with simplifying everything, but making sure that she knows everything that's available to them. So you're so right, Amy. So I think was there anybody else that wanted to say something though? Please do, because it's helpful to hear from each other. Yes, Jess?
Okay, so here's where my brain went. I'm like activator hardcore. So my brain is like going 10 million miles an hour currently. So like, bear with me if I'm all over the place. But I don't like the idea of giving a full skincare experience 100%. So my thought process went to, what if I create like a pic collage where we can offer both, either the full skincare experience, like customized anti-aging sample tray, dirt and oil removing charcoal mask, like just really like love it up. You know what I mean? And then the secondary option is like a girls' night out. no makeup removal required, relaxed skincare gathering, treats, door prizes, right? Like give both options. So I don't, because I love watching people put the product on their face. I love it so much. I love seeing their reactions. I love them feeling them. I love it. I love it. Right. And so I don't want to get rid of both. I'm talking very fast. I'm very excited right now. But that's where my brain is going. So I'm like, how can I rewrite my scripts to offer both options, and then maybe do like to introduce it so I'm not completely changing everything right away. What if I do like a unit girls night out where I rent out a little community center and they bring their friends and we start like with just a big gathering and introduce it to our unit in that way. So it's not so shocking of let's just change everything. Right. But it's like, this is another option. And then as it starts to become whatever it becomes to you, then it can be more standard, and it can like, because there are so many different personalities, right? And some people are going to be like, I don't want to change anything. So if we take the priority of like, all right, let's just have some fun. Let's get together and try a different option and see what you think. Give me your feedback. Have like a feedback night with your unit where after you do it, you get together and talk about what they loved or what they would change, and just really make it our own, right? Because it's fun to copy and paste, but it's also fun to take it and go, this is what I'm really good at. And like, and so anyway, I'm just like, this is where I'm at.
No, that is so great, because also involving your unit in any capacity, just like Bree did when she learned the dual marketing thing, like grab 5 people and in my unit, and let's practice this, bring me people so we can practice this. I mean, anytime we're doing that, that's highly productive. It's engaging. And then you're not just teaching at them, go do this. You're just pulling them into the mix, and they're falling in love with the excitement, just like you're doing right now. So I feel like offering women the option, full skincare experience of trying everything on your face, yay, or would you rather to do this? Then you are able to continue having that traditional way that you've done it, that you feel very confident about, for the women who want to, and then have this new thing that you're learning and processing. So, okay, so the deal would be this week, we are on Monday, and we have a short window, but we have a big window when you consider how many faces we could actually get in front of between now and the end of the month. I mean, and not think about this as something I'm going to be doing down the road in the future. Think about, how is it I can incorporate? What is it that I could do to like generate some fun and excitement? And all I need to say to them is, I'm learning something. Since I'm learning something, and we've got this new template that we're working with, then people are not expecting you to be perfect in how you roll things out, just like we did Zoom. I mean, Zoom was all a figure it out, try it this way, do it that way. And the power of the gathering, I believe the power of the women being in our presence and us just saying, okay, this is a fun new way we're gonna bring this together. They're excited about being part of the process with you. So it would be, as you're thinking right now, how many hostesses can I get in place this week to practice, launch, play with, figure out, have fun with, without feeling like I need to get all my systems in place before I do that? Let me just get, what would be 3? Who are 3 people I can think of right now that I can call when I get off of this and say, let's do this? And or if you have a party booked, we can do it the traditional way that I booked you for. Or if you'd like to, we could shift it into this. What sounds more fun to you? What do you think more of your friends would like to do? So the ones that are already booked, give them the option. But don't wait to figure out, watch, get all the pieces into place, because that's just going to complicate the process. And right now we just need to get in front of the people. So I would say minimum of this month, this week, 20 faces. We could do 20 faces and 10 marketing plans, 20 faces, 10 marketing plans before the week is over. And what that could blow up for February could be everything. Our February could be the greatest month that you've had so far in this seminar year in 1 week's time. Do you believe me? Because it really can be. It's just whether we believe it can be or we don't think that it can be. we believe it could be, it starts with getting that product on those women's faces and getting them excited, then let's then believe that it can be with as much as we can do. And then we get to enjoy those. When she said 20 time-wise customers, if they did 20 time-wise customers every single month, and then you can't help but be recruiting people through that process. Look what that looks like. Wow. Time-wise. So that was just an awesome concept in itself. Okay. So there we go. That's my, for those of us who need to have a number, 20 and 10 is the number. And we will do drawings, and the drawings will be for me to do personal mentoring sessions with 2 people in your unit. So if your name is drawn, I will do 2 mentoring sessions with 2 people in your unit. And Sarah Tay, do you have a question?
Is there?
I'm not hearing all of you. I'm sorry. Are you guys hearing her and I'm not hearing her?
Can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Yay! Okay. Is there a way that I can have access to all of these magical things in your Voxer group?
We will get them to you. I'll put them in the DIQ group. How's that sound?
I don't think I have ever felt FOMO to this degree in my entire life. So, yeah, thank you.
You got it. I'll do it right now. Okay. Great question. All right. Anybody else? All right. I'm loving your faces. You're the best that there is. And thank you for boxing me and asking questions, because that was really helpful and wonderful. Okay. All right, guys. I love you.